HaKadosh, Boker Tov. Masechet Ketubot Daf Chet Amud Aleph 78A1. We are starting Perek Shemini, a new chapter in life, right? Just like in time for Rosh Hashanah. Remember that this is actually tomorrow's Daf, which is supposed to be Thursday. So we're starting a new chapter, right? What's a new chapter? We have to stay learning, right? Sit and learn. So says the Mishnah as follows: Haisha Perek Shemini. Yeah, he comes and he says the eighth.
No.
So says the Mishnah, Haisha shenaplu la nechasim ad shelo titares. Imagine right now a woman gets properties. So until, right, that means basically first she got the properties and then afterwards she was itares, right? So therefore, Chet Amud Aleph, I repeat myself, right? In the Mishnah, obviously, if you start in the Mishnah, yeah, Modim Bet Shammai u Bet Hillel shemocher v'noten v'kayam. So therefore, he says that Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel are going to agree that she could sell it, right? And right, she could basically give it over, right? And it's going to be kayam. Why? She could do whatever she wants with it, right? Because she got the sirusha, right, even before the irusim. So therefore, there's no problem. Naflula, however, though, if it was already mishinit arsa, which means that she was already anarusa, Bet Shammai omrim, Bet Shammai says timkor, she's allowed to sell. Bet omrim say no, lo timkor, you're not allowed to lechatchila sell it. Ve'elu ve'elu modim, but everybody agrees. Yeah, everybody agrees. She machra v'natna kayam. That if she comes, she sells, or she gives it as a present. Remember, natna is b'matana. It's going to be kayam. Okay, so Amar Rabbi Yehuda says Rabbi Yehuda, Amru Chachamim Gamliel says Chachamim Gamliel, Hoil v'zacha ba'isha, since she was zocha in it when she was an arusa, lo yiske b'nechasim, she's not going to be zoche in them. Meaning, basically, he's coming and saying, why wouldn't she be zoche? Right? Zarusato, he's going to be zoche in the nechasim. Right? Why? Because she was his arusa. If she's his arusa, he should already be zoche in the properties the second that she gets his sirusha, right? He's such a lucky guy, no? All of a sudden he gets engaged and she becomes a millionaire. Yeah? So Amar Lahem, so it comes from Gamliel and he says, Ala Chadashim, right? Which means on the properties which come after marriage, Anu Boshim, which means we don't know what the Chachamim saw to say that if right now she sold it, right, the husband could actually take it out. But rather what? You're going to come and you're going to put on us also something even more difficult, which is the old ones, which means that when she was meureset, and now you want to come and you want to say that she cannot sell that as well? What's going on? She should be able to sell that, right? The another case, naflula misheniset. What happens now if she gets it when she's already married? Remember, we had three different cases: before engagement, during engagement, and now after marriage. So now if it comes to her after marriage, everyone agrees, right, that the husband could take it out, right? Why? It does not belong to the husband. It belongs to the woman. But the husband gets the perot. The perot are the fruits. And therefore, since the husband could eat the fruits, he could take it out from the lukuchot and say, sorry, there's a lien. What's a lien? It belongs to me. Okay? Fourth case.
In between the
Mishnah, ad shelo niset, if it's going to be after the irusin, right? But beforehand, but he says, and then she gets married. Rabban Gamliel says, Im machra v'natna kayam. If she comes and she's selling it or giving it a present, it's going to be okay. Why? Because here we're talking about whether it's going to be right after irusin or beforehand, and then she gets married. According to Rabban Gamliel, everything's okay. So Amar Rabbi Chanina ben Akavya says, Rabbi Chanina ben Akavya, Amruli for the Rabban Gamliel, they said in front of Rabban Gamliel, Hoy v'zacha b'isha lo yizke b'nechasim. What? Since the woman he was zoche in the woman to get married to him, so he should also be zoche in the nechasim as well. Amar lahem al chadashim anu boshim l'natem agalgalim l'yeshanim. Says what? On the new ones, we're already boshim. You're going to come and you're going to put us now on the old ones. What's going on? Rabbi Shimon cholek b'nechasim l'nechasim. Rabbi Shimon, he comes and he makes a differentiation between nechasim and nechasim. Nechusim hayuduim leba'al lo timkor. If it's already known to the husband, she cannot sell it. If she did sell it, it's batel. But if it's not known to the husband, so she could sell it and it's going to be kayam.
How can it be not known to that?
What happens?
She has to tell him that.
No, she doesn't have to tell him anything. She does not have to tell him anything.
She can tell him and still do it. They need to give premium.
Maishna reisha de lo plige. Umayshna seifa de pliga. Explain to me, why is it that in the Reish of the Gemara, when the Nechasim came to her before the engagement, nobody argues, which means Bet Hillel and Bet Shammai both agree that she can lichatchila come and sell the properties, and she could do whatever she wants. Umayshna Reisha the Seifa, and what's the difference between the Seifa, which is the second case it was that after Erusin, right? Which is after Erusin, the pliga, now all of a sudden there's going to be a machloke between Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel. Yeah. So answers the Gemara, Amri de Rabbi Yanai. They said in the Academy of Rabbi Yanai, Reisha bischuta naflu, Seifa bischuto naflu. In the first case, when she received the Yerusha, it was her own merits that she got it. She was still a pnuya. So therefore, the husband is not zakai in anything. He doesn't get anything. If she won the lottery before she gets married, right? She gets, again, even the engagement, which means the kiddushin, the rusin, everything belongs to her. It's all hers. Yeah, but the seifa was because of also him. Right? Why? She's already engaged. So it could be that now he's already zocheh, and that's why lechatchila you can't sell it. So says the Gemara, im bischuto naflu. If you're going to tell me that it's because of his zechut that it fell into his hands, so kimachra v'natna may kayam. So if she did sell it, why does everybody agree it's okay? The machloka between them was, can you sell it lechatchila or not? Bet Shammai says, can you sell it lechatchila? Amichai?
Sell it what?
Yeah? Yes or no? Can you sell it lechatchila? Can she sell these properties that she got as an inheritance? Can she sell it lechatchila? Bet Shammai, after Erusin. Bet Shammai, yes or no? Yes. Very good. Right? Bet Hillel, no. What happens if she already sold it? It is good. Right? According to everybody, it's okay. If she already did sell it. The question is why? If it's going to be his food, so why is it going to be okay? So answers the Gemara, you're right. The Reisha, for sure, it's her zechut. Right? Why? She wasn't married at all yet. The Seifa, the Seifa, I don't know. Meaning, she's already engaged. I don't know if it's in his zechut or her zechut. I don't know. So because of that, lechatchila lo timkor. Why? Because maybe it's his zechut. But if she already did, it's going to be okay. Why? Because maybe it's her zechut and not his zechut. Okay? Fine. We are by the two dots. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, says Rabbi Yehuda. Okay, this was part of the Mishnah where we said, Amru lifnei Gamliel. They went and they said in front of Rabban Gamliel. Ibai lehu, so they have a question. Rabbi Yehuda, alecha techila or diavad? When Rabbi Yehuda comes, right, the Chachamim that they brought Rabbi Yehuda, were they coming to argue on Bet Shammai on the lecha techila? And they are moded to Bet Hillel, the b'diavad, if it's sold, it's a good sale. Or on the b'diavad were they arguing, which means they were also arguing on Bet Hillel and on the b'diavad situation. One more time. You have, right, right, Bet Shammai, Bet Hillel. She already got engaged. Yeah, if she already comes and she gets engaged, and then she receives the Yerusha. Okay, so, lechatchila, can she sell?
Yes. No.
According to?
Yes. No.
According to?
Bet Shammai,
yes. Bet Hillel, no.
Okay,
now comes Bet Hillel. He says, but if she already did it, it's going to be good.
We'll go with it.
Now comes Rabbi Yehuda. 1 second. Comes Rabbi Yehuda. We're talking about during the Rusi. Right? Comes Rabbi Yehuda. And now he comes and he argues. What's he arguing? When he comes and he argues, does he argue on the lechatechila, meaning that he's holding like Bet Hillel? And therefore he's arguing, right, on Bet Shammai. And he says, Bet Shammai says you're allowed to sell. I argue you're not allowed to sell. Therefore I hold like Bet Hillel. Or does he also come and argue on Bet Hillel? Bet Hillel came and said, b'diavad, if it was already done, so it's going to be okay. Maybe he also argues on that. So that's why we have a question on both. And with this, we turn the page to Ayin Chet Amubet, which is 78b. So says the Gemara, we're going to try to bring a proof. The Tanya was learned in a Braita. There's a Tosefta. Mar Rabbi Yehuda, says Rabbi Yehuda. Amru lifnei Gamliel, they said in front of Gamliel, Hoil v'zo ishto. At the end of the day, the one that's married to him, it's his wife. And the one that's engaged to him, it's also his wife. Right? So zu michra batel. So 1 second, just like if she was 100% married and she sold it, it's nothing. So to the same thing, if she sold it, it's nothing. Amar lahen, so comes Rabbi Gamliel and he tells them, ala chadashim, right, on the things which come out after marriage, right, anu boshim. We don't understand that why it's batel. But you're going to come and tell us now that you're also going to put us the yishanim. So it comes to teach you that he's even arguing on, right, on betilel, on the b'diavad, shemamina. That's exactly what we wanted to say. Okay? So therefore it comes out that what's happening, according to what we just mentioned now, Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Meir is coming and arguing even on the b'diavad. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense. He says, I don't even understand why she can't sell it if she's already married. Right? A woman right now, she's married. She gets a Yerusha from some aunt of hers, right? Some aunt of hers, right, that comes, right, and gives her a big Yerusha. Why in the world would the husband take it? Right? Doesn't really make sense. So he comes and he says, if right now we are mitbayshim on this one that she's actually married on the Chadashim, so Kavachomer on the Yishanim, which means it doesn't even make sense even more beforehand. So Shema Mina, he argues even on the Bediavad. Tanya, we learned in the Tosefta. Amar Rabbi Chanina ben Akavia, says Rabbi Chanina ben Akavia, Lo kach yeshivam Gamliel. That wasn't the answer that Rabbi Gamliel said to the Chachamim. La kach yeshivam. This is what he told them. Lo, no. Im amartem benesua. If you're going to tell me, right, by the case of a nesua, shekem bala zakai b'nisyatam naseder b'varandanir. When a woman's married, the husband gets, what does he get? The husband gets Metziata. What is Metziata? Whatever she finds. Right? The husband gets Masechta. What is Masechta?
Whatever she works for.
Whatever she works for. Right? The husband gets a Parat Nedareah. What does that mean? He annuls her vows. So Tomru Berusa, you can't say the Berusa. The husband does not get whatever she finds, but so therefore he's coming and saying 1 second. So this is like a lot. She found a lost object. If she right now went and she found a lottery ticket, and the lottery ticket had $1 million lottery, she won a lottery. Does he get it? No.
Arusa, no.
Let me.
אתה מדבר על ארוסה או נשואה?
We're only talking about Arusa. Yeah. So obviously not. So says the Gemara, right? So obviously then, right, the same halacha here. So Amru Lo, they told him, Rebbe, Machrad Shelo Niset. Right? That makes sense. You're right. If she sold it before the marriage, so then you're correct. Niset ve'achachach machrama. But what happens is the opposite? What happens if she actually got married and only then she sold it? Now again, she did receive the property. She received the property before the marriage, the full nisuin, but she's only selling it after the nisuin. So Amar lehu, right? So he told them, even this one, if she sold it, it's going to be also kayam. Amrulo, they said 1 second, if the man already inherited the woman, meaning that he merited to get this woman, he's not going to get the nechasim as well. He said, that's when he went and he said that we're already embarrassed on the first ones. Right now you're going to come and you're going to put onto us the last ones. So ask the Gemara, but we learned in the Mishnah, Ad Sheloni said, and he said, he said, Mefurash. Rabban Gamliel said that if she had it before the marriage and then she sold it after the marriage, it's still going to be okay. Yeah. So it's mashma only b'diavad if she sold it, not lechatchila. Okay, in the Tosefta, it's mashma even lechatchila according to Gamliel. So Amar Zvi said, Tani mocheret benotenet, which means not imachra benotenet. You have to change it. That you have to actually change the lashon of the Mishnah that it's even mocheret benotenet. If you say if you do this, then this, that's diavad. That's what it sounds like. Meaning, if you already did this, okay, so then you could do this. But if I told you you could sell, you could give as a present, that's not b'diavad. It's lechatchila. So for you're right, you have to change the Mishnah to make it lechatchila according to the Shita of Rabban Gamliel. Rav Papa comes and he says, "Nakasha, it's not a question. How did Yehuda live in the Gamliel? There were two different people according to Gamliel, which means, right, in Gamliel, he had two different students. One student came and he understood A, another student came and he understood B. So when it's written over here, it's not a stira, it's not a contradiction. There are two students going in according to the rabbi. Sometimes it happens that if they didn't do proper shimush, so one of them was, busy, making his coffee, whatever it was, and all of a sudden, what happens? He didn't realize. Yeah, he didn't realize, right, what was going on. Yeah, understood. They're busy doing other things. They don't understand what's going on. Okay? Makes sense until here?
Yeah.
So it says the Gemara, right, as follows, right? We just brought down that basically it's two different people according to Rabban Gamliel. Rabbi Chanina ben Akavia kebet Shammai. Are you going to tell me that Rabbi Chanina ben Akavia he holds like Bet Shammai? Right? That what? That even the Chatchila, right? That's what he's saying over here. Because according to Bet Hillel, we just said that lechatchila you can't sell, but if they sold, it's good. And Rabbi Chanina ben Akavia goes like Bet Shammai that lechatchila you could sell. So he says, "Hachi gam." This is what he says. Lo nechleku Bet Shammai or Bet Hillel advar zeh. They never had a machloket in this. Rav u'Shmuel damri tavayu. Rav u'Shmuel both say, Ben shenaflu lanechasim at shelo nitarsa. Ben shenaflu nechasim at shenitarsa. And he said, Habal mutzi miyad lekuchot, which means like this. According to the shita of Rav and Shmuel, right? This is a new shita now, right? There's not what we spoke about beforehand. That's how we understand, right? So we're talking about whether the properties fell, right? Whether it was before the Erusin or after the Erusin. Now she gets married. That's it. Why? Because once they get married, en malasot, there's nothing what to do. She cannot sell it. Okay. So he says keman. So who does this go like now? It's not like Rabbi Yehuda. It's like Rabbi Chanina ben Akavia. Right? Because according to Rabbi Chanina, he says according to everybody, it's going to be kayam. So answers the Gemara, Rav and Shmuel, inu damri, they hold like Rabbotenu. The time was learned in a Braita. Rabbotenu, they went and chazru v'namnu. They went and they said, Ben shenaflula ad, right? Shelo titares, Ben shenaflula mishenitarsa v'niset, haba'al motzi miyad lekuchot. So according to, right?
I'm saying.
There's the Gemara. Lema tanina misheniset elu ve'elu modim. So he says misheniset. However, the one she gets married, elu ve'elu modim. Everybody agree that if she sold it, right, the husband could actually come and take it out. So lema tanina, we already learned this, right? Where this is takanat usha. The Amar of Yosef B'Chanina v'usha itzkinu isha shemachar mitzem lu v'chayei balav ameta habal motzim and elukon. We already learned. In usha there was a special institution. If she sold the goof of the karka, right, during the lifetime of the husband, and then she dies, the husband could take it away from the lekuchot. So answers the Gemara, matznitin b'chayeha ulperot. Our Mishnah is talking about during her lifetime, not after she dies, and it's talking about the perot, not the goof of karka. Takanat usha is the goof of the karka and after death. There's a big difference between the two different cases, obviously. Okay? Then we said, Rabbi Shimon cholek b'nechasim. It means basically between different properties which were known to the husband and wasn't known to the husband. So says the Gemara, what are the ones which are known, which ones are not known? What does that mean now? So Amar Rabbi Yosef B'Chanina says Yeduin mikarkaeh. The ones which are Yeduin are usually lands. Because lands, everyone knows about it. You could check on the tabu, you could check on the thing, and you find out who has the lease, who has not the lease, the deeds, who has the you could know. And Yeduin is metaltalin. All of a sudden she's got a car over there, a boat over there, a this, that. Those are metaltalin. Rabbi Yochanan says no. Elu ve'elu, you write Yeduin, and those are the ones you doing. Ve'elu, which are the ones that know Yeduin? Kol she'yoshevet kam naflu lechasim midat hayam. She's here, but she got an inheritance in Honolulu. Yeah, that means right in this city, there's nothing. Right, that means everyone. She knows everything. We're talking about things that came from the outside. So Tanya Miyachi, we also learned in the Braita. Elu in sheni Yeduin. Kol she'yoshevet kam naflu lechasim midat hayam. Okay, nekuda. Hai iteta. There was a woman that she wanted to get rid of the properties from her husband in order that he doesn't get the zechut in the properties. So ketavtinu librata. So she wrote a shtar matana to her daughter as a present. In Tziva, right? She got her married. The Garsha, right? She got a divorce. Which one?
No.
It's a daughter.
So what happened was, I in Teta Mudalef on the top, a Taile Kemed of Nachman, they came in front of Nachman. Right? Why? Because he wanted to be Tovia from the daughter. Now the bat takes out the piece of paper. Kar'er Rav Nachman l'shtara. Rav Nachman came and he tore it up. Right? Why? Because she didn't want to give it to her as a present. She just wanted to take it away from the husband. So therefore, right? So therefore, and that's why he's not going to be Zochenet after the Girushin. So because of that, right? He basically went and he tore it up, right? This entire